Tahun 2022, sejumlah kerjasama dagang dilakukan Indonesia termasuk menjadi anggota Indo Pacific Economic Framework yang digagas oleh Amerika Serikat. Lalu sejauh mana kerangka kerjasama ini mampu memberi keuntungan bagi Indonesia dalam mendongkrak perdagangannya dan bagaimana respon pengusaha Amerika Serikat terkait kerjasama ini? Berikut wawancara Koresponden CNN Indonesia Kurniawan dengan Presiden Kamar Dagang Amerika-Indonesia Wayne Forrest.
Okay, Mr. Wayne, thank you very much for having us here in this lovely weather in New York City. So, I'm going to kick the questions by asking, so what is American-Indonesian Chambers of Commerce?
Okay, the American-Indonesian Chamber of Commerce is a business membership organization that was created in 1949 by American companies who were importing lots of commodities from the Dutch colonial Indonesia.
Right.
So it started with rubber. That was the main one for many, many years. Indonesia participated in the growth of the American car industry. We might say that even contributes to the middle class development of the United States, because with the car industry you get the middle class growing. So Indonesia supplied rubber. And the American companies at that time formed the chamber to be a tool to enhance cooperation between the new Republic of Indonesia, now independent, and the United States. And so our members include a lot of companies that import things that Americans use every day to make their lives better. Anything from foods like coffee, tea, spices, to herbal products. We have lots of herbal products coming from Indonesia, things that we don't grow.
Now we're talking about the IPEF, like Indo Pacific Economic Framework. When President Biden has announced this framework in May 2022, and since then and until now, what do you see the progress so far as?
Well, the biggest thing was that we were pleasantly surprised that Indonesia subscribed to all four pillars.
Yeah.
The information we were getting was they probably would do 2 or 3, but they did all 4. Coordinating Minister Erlangga signed on to all 4. So that's the first thing that I think is a very good result. Is that Indonesia saw something of value in pursuing this initiative. Certainly from our side in the business community, anything like this that helps to build a stronger rules-based system for trade and business, we will support. And we have great hopes for this framework leading to other initiatives. I think the framework is a starting point for further developments down the road.
Right. There were some issues, about the market access and the trade facilitations until now, and being discussed by the leaders from the members. So what do you think about these matters? Right?
I think it could be nettlesome. It could be some difficulty there to resolve some differences among the people, but among the participants. I don't know how the whole thing is going to be handled, whether they'll allow for certain bilateral things to go on within a more multilateral initiative. That's usually the case. I think market access for any country, business community is important. I think what I noticed about this framework agreement is I think it takes into account decision making of all participants, not just one, which would say be the United States. So, and I would characterize that as this is more of a consensus building mechanism right now. It may lead to something that's more binding. Okay, but if you look at it right now, it's starting from, I think, a place that's very comfortable for countries like Indonesia and others in the region that have a difficulty, for a good reason, balancing the local needs with keeping their market open for international trade. And that balance is never an easy one. The average businessman doesn't really try to track them. They're more concerned, you know, on a very particular question. Can I sell my product in the country? Can I do it without a lot of bureaucracy or taxes or whatever? Can I make a profit by doing it? That's the bottom line. So the bottom line, thinking of most businessmen, you know, doesn't take into account these facilitation agreements and things. Those are sort of at a macro level, and they do enhance trade overall if you look at them over a long period of time, right? If all countries agree to keep their markets open, even if a lot of businessmen don't know that that agreement even exists, they will benefit from it, because when they travel and when they try to import or export, you know, they'll have better luck. You know, they'll be able maybe to sell a product that, you know, 10 years before the agreement they weren't able to do. But they don't know the history necessarily of all the agreements. Indonesia can absorb a lot more manufacturing than it is right now. So I think if I'm Indonesia, I'm hoping that this framework agreement really helps the manufacturing side of the economy, because I think as a percentage of the GDP, most Indonesians would say we're not where we'd like to be. You know, we'd like to be up above 20%, and we're between 15 and 20, depends on how you look at it. But they can get, they want to get more labor into that type of employment, higher wage employment, productivity.
Thank you very much. Well, Wayne, thank you very much for the insight. Hopefully we can increase and strengthen our corporate partnership and cooperations between Indonesia and the United States with the American Indonesian Chambers of Commerce. And
well, I thank you for coming by and hearing about what we do and our views on this, and good luck with all your other appointments.
You get welcome. Right. So once again, thank you very much.
All right. Okay, really.
Good luck.